Okay, this is my review of episode 10 of the Bleach anime, and the beginning of this is just going to be me ranting. And I'm going to rant probably throughout the review as well, but I just want to get this out of the way at the very beginning. Because my notes are very reflective of how I felt. So last week, I watched the Grand Fisher episode 9, and I had finished the Grand Fisher fight, and again, I haven't seen the Bleach anime for a little bit, so I didn't remember exactly how all this went down, right? So I'm watching episode 9, and I had gotten to the end of the fight in the manga, and I get to the end of the fight in the anime, and they did a bunch of anime original shit, and then it just keeps going all the way to the end of the resolution, and I wrote that in my notes, and I was like, fuck, now I gotta... Because I'm trying to do this, like, how did they adapt it from the manga, and now I've seen that before the manga, so I had to go and read fucking another chapter of the fucking manga so I could upload that before the fucking episode review, even though I was reading that after. And then I was like, okay. So I gotta read 3 more fucking manga chapters. So I read the fucking first one, which is a cone thing, right? And I remember the cone short story. It's like 5 minutes at the beginning of an episode, I think. And then I read two of the chapters, and it's setting up the Don Kanonji stuff. And the first one, I think, is Ichigo's at home, and then Ichigo's at school. And we get to, like, the hospital, right, where Don Kanonji's going to perform. The next chapter that I read, they're at the hospital, and Don Kanonji, like, arrives at the very end of the next chapter. And so I'm thinking, like, okay, that was fucking 4 chapters I've already read, 3 to get through this shit, only... No. Yeah, okay. 1 was Cone, and then 2 were fucking for Don Kanonji. Now, I had seen the episode preview, and it had shown the hollow being formed on the hospital, right? So I was like, shit, I at least need to get to that point. So I read another chapter of manga. And it, like, is the whole setup of them talking about Don Kanonji and him talking with Spirit and stuff, and then he starts fucking with the Spirit, right? And then the next chapter, I think, was, which I read, was Don Kanonji peeling off the thing and the hollow forming. And then it goes to attack them. And at this point, I've read, like, what, 6 chapters of fucking manga, and, like, 6 or 7, I think. And fucking 4 or 5 of them were for this Don Kanonji story. And I'm like, okay, this has to be a little bit further than where we're going to go with the episode. So I start the episode, I start reviewing it. And within 5 minutes, we are basically caught up to where I am. And I'm like, they fucking adapted 4 chapters of manga in 5 minutes. They completely skipped the cone thing. I remember seeing it, so they moved it somewhere else. But they skipped that. Skipped all of the fucking Yuzu and Ishin watching fucking Don Kanonji's TV shit. Briefly went into they opened, like, with the fucking school, I think. Yeah. And then Don Kanonji's, they're at the hospital within, like, 3 fucking minutes of the episode. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And then Rukia shows up to Ichigo, and I'm like, Don Kanonji's about to fucking roll up, and we're about to get this fucking hollow, and why? This is a big issue I'm gonna have with this fucking manga if they keep this shit up. They're just flying through the fucking source material, skipping so much shit. You can't do this when you're doing a weekly fucking anime. I think I read that Kubo started writing Bleach in 2001, the anime started in 2004. So they had 3 years worth of shit, and I guess they thought that was enough fucking buffer room to just fucking do whatever they wanted, and it wasn't. Because when we get to later fucking arcs, we see that they have to just cut out of the middle of like a fucking shit going on to put in a filler arc. We wouldn't need so many fucking filler arcs if they just didn't cut this shit out. I don't understand why they cut all this fucking shit out. It pissed me off so much. An anime is meant to fucking expand on the source material. Adding in stuff to flesh things out, to add a little more, give a little more, make things a little more interesting. And with this, they're just fucking cutting. How can you cut shit out from the manga? That defeats the whole purpose of your shit, dude. It's so aggravating. So 5 minutes in, Ruki's there, I paused the fucking episode, closed it, and I fucking just stopped. And that's when I did all my fucking reviews last week. It really fucked shit up, and now I don't know how I'm going to move forward with this fucking review thing, because I can only imagine they're going to keep doing this. This is already gonna fucking ruin this arc review for me, because this is a huge, huge, huge fucking hit for it. I'm gonna criticize the fuck out of it for that. And I'm more so worried that the future fucking episodes and stuff that will just do the same thing. Just fly through the source material to get... And I know why they did it. They want to get to the Soul Society arc. Of course. They want to get Soul Society arc as fast as they can, because that's when Bleach picked up and blew up and stuff. But goddamn. You can't just fucking fly through shit when you're doing a weekly fucking anime. Oh, man. And I know it wasn't a big thing. There wasn't a discussion about filler and padding yet. Not everyone knew in America and stuff. And there wasn't probably even... I don't even know if there was ever a discussion in Japan. I don't know how Japan feels about filler and padding. Because DBZ's infamous for it. I think Fist Northstar had a bunch of it. Ugh. Just aggravated, just ruined this fucking episode for me and really hurt my review. I'd fucking consider just stopping the review series right here, because it's just so fucking aggravating. Okay. So, we open the episode and Don Kanonji's jumping out of the helicopter. He's leaping out of the helicopter and is fucking pulling the fucking parachute I put down. I'm not sure why we're opening with Don Kanonji. But he jumped out of the parachute and he says, the spirits are with you. I think he just says, smells like dangerous spirit, which is not as funny as smells like mean spirit. And then we get like the opening, I think. And then we're at the school now where Hime's doing the ball, ha 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 ha. And I wrote down, why skip so much? And we're just flying through. Keigo shows up and do the thing. I invited Ruki up, bang, 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 just hitting all the little things, and we're out of there within like a minute. And I'm like, well, I wrote down, what the fuck? And we're at the thing, and I wrote down, I'm about to quit. And then fucking Don Kanonji sitting there talking to the crowd, and we're like back where we were, and I just wrote down, Kanonji has more crowd interaction, I fucking guess, because I was just pissed off, and I don't even remember. He said something. I don't remember what the fuck he said, because I was just fucking sweating from being fucking angry and wanting to throw my fucking iPad. And then I wrote down, fuck this dude. I tried so fucking hard, because again, I had just read like 4 or fucking 5 or 6 fucking manga chapters to try and make sure I was ahead. And within 5 minutes, this episode nullified all that effort. Within 5 fucking minutes. And I stopped, and I put it down for a week, and then I came back to it today, and I read the last 2 fucking chapters of this, and then I fucking came back to it. And so, of course, we do the Rukia thing. She shows up, blah, blah, blah. I get around to all the stupid shit. And I wrote down that in like 10 minutes, I'm basically caught up to where I was last week. I wrote down I'm so fucking mad because I'm still pretty aggravated about it. I wrote down it covers 7 fucking chapters in one episode. This is the worst fucking adaptation I've ever seen. Fuck this. And I wrote, great work on the double screen of the Jibaku, because you can like hear the voice actor screaming, then they have like the hollow scream over it. That was good. That was something nice to say about this episode. This piece of shit episode. The music is great, of course. Getting all the mileage they can from Rika's drawings, because she did another drawing where she's showing the hollows and shit, which I think even Kubo got tired of at this point, but not the anime staff. Got tired of all his fucking funny gags and shit, though. Just cutting out whole halves of fucking chapters, because why not? Clearly 3 years is enough fucking buffer room for you guys. And that won't come back to bite you in the ass later on. Dankanoji shows up to perform his ritual on the fucking hole, or Jibaku, I guess. And he says some kind of shit really fucking fast. He does a chant, and it's just fast as fuck. He just blah, 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 blah. It's fucking funny. It reminds me of the, I think it's like a Japanese proverb or something. It's just like this really long fucking name. It's been referenced in a few different anime. I can't think of where to even try to begin with pronouncing it to fucking make a reference to it, so I'm not going to. And then we're done. Everything is mostly the same, except Ichigo didn't get punched. That might be better, though. That's referencing when he gets attacked by security guards, and they're restraining him, they're restraining Rukia. In the manga, he gets punched like that, and he almost gets knocked the fuck out. But in this, they opted not to do that, and I think that's a little better, because it makes the security just look like dicks rather than security guards, like they're violent thugs, and that's just not what they really were. Kisuke saves him, obviously. He doesn't do an explosion on the security guards, and they don't really care about them, and Tessai just takes Ichigo and they're like, hey, security guards don't do anything, they're kind of buried here. Kubo at least made them consistent in pursuing them and stuff till Kisuke blew them up. The hollow transformation looked fucking perfect. So well done when he's forming and shit, and he's sitting there and the fucking hollow goop bursts out of his mouth and covers his head. Looked great, and it's just too fucking bad they spoiled that with Ruki's fucking brother with a cheap fucking version of it. Because they just had to make Grand Fisher this great super fucking villain, because clearly that was a fucking thing to do. And it makes it look really weird that they spent so much time on this dude becoming hollow too, since they already showed it in such a cheap fucking way within like 5 seconds. They add a little bit of dialogue from Kisuke saying that Ichigo and Dankanoji could fight the hollow. That was because Rukia wanted to go after him. I think he says something to Rukia, but he doesn't mention Dankanoji. Ichigo gets his sword caught in a wall in this and then frees it instead of in the ceiling. And then they just skip the hallway fight entirely, basically. Ichigo just stabs it in the shoulder. And they fucking burst through the wall, and I wrote down, they must have been running out of time. Imagine that. Because they tried to cram fucking 7 manga chapters into 1 fucking episode. They ran out of fucking time. Had to change everything for this fight. So, Hollow went in after Dankanoji, because he got to the roof pretty much immediately. Which makes no fucking sense. Ichigo tries to intercept it when it's going after Dankanoji, but it just smacks him into some railing on the roof, and then it spits wait, what? Spit to trap him. I thought I wrote it down. Okay. I think after he frees his sword from the wall, it spits on his hand anyways, and it sticks them together. Because when it hits him into the railing, it spits again to trap him into the railing. I thought I wrote down when it did it the first time, but apparently not. I think it did it in the hallway. He freezes it in his sword immediately, and then it just spits on his hands anyways. So his hands were trapped. And so he's, now trapped against the railing of this by the spit goop shit. And then they move Dankanonji, saving Ichigo to right here. He puts up staff, it bites down on the staff. And it starts cracking. He gives a speech about Ichigo, inspiring him. And then they do the fucking cannonball scene, the ultimate power, and fucking, I think they actually made it better here. He fucking fires it, and they had Ichigo's fucking theme as he's charging it up and shit, and he fires it, and his whole theme is just playing as it slowly comes toward it. That was actually really fucking good. And then it hits and it explodes, obviously. And then Ichigo fucking, his hands are free now, and he goes and fights the thing and he kills it. Then Dankanonji has his breakdown, and I think it was really well done by the voice actor. He kept a goofy voice, but made the character seem emotional. Just a great fucking character. The music is there of him like being sad and shit, and then you hear the crowd coming up over his crying. It was well done, but can't save this episode. Nothing could save this fucking episode. Yeah, you cannot adapt 7 fucking chapters of manga into one fucking episode, dude. It was like, he goes home to school, or to fucking the hospital, Dankanonji, Hollow fight. So it's like 6 or 7 chapters of this Dankanonji story just condensed into one episode. And there's no reason for that. They could have added padding to just expound on Dankanonji a bit, show some behind the scenes of the character, and have this go over 2 episodes. The first episode fucking like ends with the Hollow transforming, and then the second episode is like of the fucking Hollow. You get like the Hollow attacking them, and then Dankanonji flashback. Him growing up, finding out he could see spirits, how he develops his techniques and stuff. Him purifying the spirits, and then come back and finish the fight, and then maybe add a little extra shit at the end. But nah, instead, just fucking cut a bunch of shit out so they could have 6 fucking chapters worth of material condensed into one episode. I flipped ahead a little bit in the manga. I don't recognize the story that's being told at all. But I know that the anime's next episode wants to do the Uryu stuff. And I don't know how that's going to work, because it doesn't look like he's in the next manga chapter. So I'm going to have to start reading the fucking manga to figure out where I'm at and how far I need to read to not be ahead with Uryu, and I'm just getting really sick of this shit already. They apparently just cut out so... I hate when anime does this. There's no fucking reason to cut so much shit out of your fucking adaptation. Like I said, the anime is supposed to fucking expand on what already exists, not fucking cut it out. So clearly you should go with the manga for Dankanonji, to just go with the manga for the whole fucking series, because fuck the anime at this point. God damn. I liked the anime, dude. It's the only way I'd ever fucking say. I thought this would be so much fun for a review, and I'm just so fucking pissed off. God, I used to think people were exaggerating when they would talk about the source materials always better than the adaptation, but they really aren't. It's... Oh, God. It's bad. It's a bad episode. It's a bad adaptation of a manga right now. I hope that I find out that the rest of it's good, because I've seen the majority of Bleach as an anime, and I don't want to fucking hate it, but man, this was just a bad experience. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 10.